You ready to count it down?
3, 10,
10,
9,
9,
8, 7.
and 7. We're going on 7.
Oh.
10, 9, 8, 7. That's the new thing, dog. 7 is the magic number.
That's 3 is a magic number.
Not in my watch. What up, Beans? Welcome back. Another day, another bean, another motherfucking drop in the hat. You know what I'm saying? How are you doing today? Special guest Samantha Lopez.
I'm good. How are you guys doing, Beaner?
You're still a special guest. Even though you're on all the time.
Special.
You're still super special.
I'm the most special.
Because you're retarded. Anyway,
okay,
guys, I hope you're all doing
well. It's been
well.
done before.
What?
That joke?
I've never said that joke.
You haven't.
That's the point. How do you think jokes work?
Okay.
You think
the first time anyone says it, it's still good.
It's good.
Okay.
The first time anyone says any joke, it's fine.
All right.
That's why I just say all other comedians' jokes on stage one time. Luckily, there's a plethora of material out there, so you're never going to run out.
Fantastic strategy.
Oh, dude, I got hours. I got hours of shit. You know what I mean? I'm a real comic. Speaking of real comic, didn't you watch Kings of Comedy recently, Boo?
I did. We watched Kings of Comedy for my other podcast, Boyfriend Material.
You did. I am curious for Boyfriend Material. Go look that up. Sam Lopez and Gabby the Mexican.
Mendez. She's from Panama.
She's a beaner. And by that I mean
she does. She loves this podcast. She's gonna be so stoked.
We don't call our
her.
Mexican fans beaners. She's she's Mexican, but in the real reality of the world, she is a beaner fan. But she's really Mexican. Anyway, what'd you think? Who's your favorite? I want to know. I love asking people that because I want to know who people's favorite was in that. Because all four, I think, it's perfect. It's the Kings.
Well, I don't want to give away who we picked as our boyfriends.
Well, that's not what I'm asking. I'm talking stand-up right now.
Stand-up, personally,
not your pod.
my top 2 favorite. Oh, God, they're all so good.
You don't have to. It's not. Just what did you like? Yeah. What draw you to whoever you're thinking?
I mean, I really love Cedric the Entertainer. I love his body work.
His act outs in it are fucking unbelievable.
Act outs are insane. And I think I was telling her that the people who do big body act outs, I'm so impressed by that because that's something I cannot do as a comedian, or I can't do yet. That's very it's not in my realm. I do much more like one-liners. So when I see someone you can build a whole world on stage just with your body. It's so amazing. It's so cool.
Crystalia was great at that.
Crystalia is really great at that. Steve Harvey was great at that too.
Steve Harvey had some unbelievable. I mean, even Bernie Mac had some act outs, but his whole set wasn't. Not that Cedric was relying on act outs. It's just like a lot of his jokes didn't need the punchline was the joke. It didn't require an act out. Some of them did, but most of them didn't. Whereas Cedric, it was like when I watched Fahim Anwar or somebody where it's like, every joke has its own individual act out and world. Like
that's a really good person to compare him to, Fahim.
Yeah, that's what he's like. Yeah. I mean, it's just joke. Every joke is its own. Every joke is like this beautiful, perfect joke. And then like the joke is fine without the act out.
Without the act out, it's perfect.
The joke is already good. The act out is like, whoa, now I'm in this world.
Over the top.
Over the top.
The joke about him going down, black people skiing.
Yeah, in church shoes.
And he does that.
Yeah, he's like, God damn, dog. I mean, we were talking about it when I was with Chappelle and Mike Turner, White Mike. We were talking about how good. Remember when he's talking about like how old black men smoke a cigarette? And it just never
it's just
leaves,
in his like mouth.
And he's talking, and it's like, wow. And he's like, boy, you look just like your daddy, boy. Boy, you look like your daddy. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Because also, you got to give him this. When a motherfucker can do act outs like that, they can act.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's so cool that like to have a stage name like Cedric the Entertainer and to really live up to it.
Yeah.
Like no one else could live up to that.
No one else sang a reggae song during their set.
No.
Woke up this morning, I was hungry. Boop bop boop bop boop. And it's just about making a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Well, then also you see this like the background scene of him singing. You know, like before he goes on, he's like singing.
I love the background,
operatically.
the behind the scenes stuff.
That's the best stuff.
That was the best stuff.
Like when they're playing basketball or cars. They all have the do-rags on and they're playing cards.
And they're playing cards. They're talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
I like it when I like the stuff that they showed. I mean, the classic moment of Bernie asking for a TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else has a show and he's like, what the fuck is my show?
I've been here.
I've been
loyal to my wife.
Yeah. He's like, yo, man, like, I ain't got no skin. I love that though. I'm like, yo, man, come on. Give me a chance. And then they give him a chance and it's the Bernie Mac show. And it's like, oh, damn. And then he does all the Ocean's movies. And like, it's like, oh, they should have. Oh, this guy was right. He just needed a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy to be like doing an arena tour on the Kings of Comedy. But I love that about comedians. Like, it's like you're not done. It's like, oh, but I want this other thing.
Oh, of course. You're an entertainer. You want to be in the place where everyone can see you shine. You know?
And that's movies and television.
It's movies and television.
Especially at that time too. Late 90s, early 2000s. We're talking having a sitcom, being in movies. That's it.
Well, there was no like YouTube or
there was
social
no podcast.
Media.
Yeah, there was no idea. So it was like that's how you made it. But the thing I really loved about the behind the scenes was when the stuff in the show, where like they're like Steve Harvey's talking about the heckler, the guy who left his jacket, and they're backstage.
Like, give me the jacket.
Give me the jacket. Because it's like that was like a real comic moment where you're like seeing a comic decide. All right, because Sam.
He didn't know that was going to happen.
It's also a special, which means all the jokes have already been done. You know which jokes you're going to do. That means you have to go, all right, I'm scrapping those jokes.
I gotta be here in the moment.
I gotta do this because this is funnier than whatever joke I was gonna tell.
For sure.
I love that.
Also, what an amazing host. Just
the greatest host of all time.
Prowess,
starts the show. Yo, the show starts like a headliner's on stage.
The whole show feels like a party because of Steve Harvey.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that was a rhyme.
It does. That's good. That was a rhyme. The way this nigga controls the whole show, the pacing of the show, the way everybody got their own intro. Everybody. And he did time in between anyone, but it wasn't like, oh, he's doing so long, or like it was like, yo, bro, he's really just like he's really just resetting the energy but still killing, which is very hard to do. To be like, all right, I'm gonna reset all this to get the wash of Cedric off or DL off, but at the same time, I'm gonna fucking murder.
Yep.
I mean, his act out when he's on that Titanic ship.
Oh, when he's on the table?
Yo, and he's like, niggas will be flipping tables, and then he opens the dinner napkin and starts is that not the one that I'm like, I think about that act out sometimes. How good it is.
So good.
There's a section of the show where Steve Harvey just plays old school R&B songs for 5 minutes.
And everyone is dancing.
Losing their mind.
The room is crazy.
And there's no joke. I mean, it's funny that he's sing, I guess, but it's like he's literally just like, man, aren't these songs awesome?
And you know what I think the coolest thing about the original Kings of Comedy is you're watching these guys and you're listening to their material and the kind of stuff they're talking about, and you realize, yo, in 2000, they were already old men.
Yeah.
They're already old. This is like the beginning of like, hey, we're about to like take over, but they're already old men. They're doing jokes about how they don't like hip hop because
they're old.
Yeah.
They're curmudgeons. They're already curmudgeons. I mean, Bernie's whole set is I'm a curmudgeon.
But I think of how much they've come, how much further they've gone since 2000.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool as a comedian to see. It's like the journey is never done.
No, and bro, it took them also because everyone sees that, and you're not thinking about the 10 to 15 years prior where they're just gigging and gigging and gigging and gigging.
And they were nobodies.
They're nobodies for a lot of no money. You're in debt. You're broke. I mean, you're.
Then you start to get your own show.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm talking about like Bernie Mac is one of the great examples of a guy who didn't make it until he was like mid-30s. I'm talking about where he didn't get like his Def Jam comedy break. Like his 3-minute set on Def Jam break. He was in his mid-30s, Sam.
It's crazy.
This is I mean, this is such a long game. You know, I was telling you this yesterday. That's why I love my dad, because my dad was like very against me doing stand-up when I started, right? Not against me doing it. He was against me just doing it. He was like, oh, you got to have a plan B. You got to have a job while you do it and all these things, right? Yeah. And he was like that for years. And then he saw me start climbing and climbing. He's like, whoa. And now he looks into it, and he's the one telling me how long it took such and such to make it, how long it took this person to make it, how long it took that person to make it. And like, he's so excited about that. Like, he likes that idea that like, oh, wow, every comedian I've ever liked took like this crazy road. And that's because it's like of course, if you're just a casual fan, and I'm not expecting every person to go look up the history of Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
And like to be, you're just like, oh yeah, they're Richard Pryor, they're Eddie Murphy, they're Chris Rock. Yeah, duh, they're there. Jerry Seinfeld, yes, I get it, But to be willing to be like, man, how long did it take this nigga? And you find out like, oh damn, it took Kevin Hart like 16 years?
Well,
Jesus,
also,
I didn't know that.
What's crazy to think about is all the guys that made it young, it didn't take them like a year. It's not like they popped off. They
like Eddie Murphy?
They were still putting in 5 to 10 years as kids doing this.
Taylor Thompson, a good example of a friend of ours of like.
She started, 16?
Yeah, like Taylor's famous as shit now. She's 23, 24?
She's old. She's 25 now.
She's 25, 26, right? But she's already, Netflix special, huge podcast, been on every late night show, gonna have her own TV show, gonna be a movie. Like, she's already there. But we're talking about, we knew her.
She was a teenager.
6-7 years prior, where she's literally a teenager, young 20s, and she's just doing open mics in the Madhouse and these little gigs that we're all doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, she blew up faster than most. And just like another friend of ours, Jack Knight. Some people are gonna blow up faster.
But they both started real young. They were teenagers when they started.
And they had to fucking sleep on couches and grind.
Mm-hmm. It's
Taylor
hard work.
It's girls are different with the sleeping on the couches, but I understand that. That's a different.
I think you're only sleeping on other girls' couches, so they're much cleaner.
Or a friend who's like a really good friend, like a guy, like a Bryant's, like a friend that like you'd be like, or Jeffrey Burner.
I trust this guy.
Or like this guy, yeah, this guy's best friends with my guy. Like I'm not.
Or like you because you have me.
I have you, a guy with a girlfriend.
So the couch is cleaner.
But not every guy with a girlfriend. Some of these niggas is trash, and some of these bitches is trash. Some people are trash.
But can I plug the thing one more time?
What?
The boyfriend material?
You can just talk.
Check it out. That episode.
What if I said no?
Yeah, it would have sucked.
Yeah, so why'd you even ask?
The episode comes out the Tuesday after Super Bowl. It's cool because Gabby is not a comic, so her perspective is really mind-blowing.
She watched it like a movie, which I love. It is a movie, though.
It is a movie. It's a whole experience, I felt like.
Man, bro. But yeah, you didn't answer me who your favorite was. Was it Ced?
I said Cedric.
Okay, you said 2, and then you started talking about Cedric.
Cedric is my personal favorite. As a young comic, I'm most impressed by Steve because I've hosted so many times. And as a young comic, you do a lot of hosting. And so to watch him do that and like to see the different tricks and the choices he makes really, it makes you want to aspire to be a bigger host.
To murder while you're hosting.
And to murder while you're hosting and like, because a lot of times comics are like, I'm the host. They think less of it. But you realize watching him do it, how important the position is. Or I was watching him. So the first thing he does when he comes out to host is he makes fun of the audience, right?
Yeah.
And then the joke is like, I'm going to see the Kangs. We going to see the
Kang. And he does the walk.
Yeah. And that's the joke that he comes out on. And then he says, well, ladies, the Kangs are here.
And it's like a little trick to get everybody to go, what?
What? And now I feel like, this is the show. This is what we came for. And it's like, yo.
And I already said something to make you laugh. I already did one thing to make you laugh.
The choices.
I heard about your little football team.
Yep.
You know, he starts with the local shit. Just talking about the Panthers. You know what I mean? No, North Carolina. I like that they all keep bringing up that they're in North Carolina. Makes it. I do that when I'm in a city. It's like, it makes it so personal because they know, you're not from here, but you're talking to us as one collective place.
Yeah.
You know, and now we're all like, yeah, we are from Phoenix, or yeah, we are all Seattle. Like, this is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? It's a way to just get everybody together and on the same page. Oh man, that's special. Me personally, it's one of my favorites. If not my favorite, it's one of my favorites. I'd say probably Bernie. Just because, that's how you close a show. The show was already murdered. Everyone murdered.
He does like an hour at the end.
They all do the same time.
It feels like because
it's evenly. They all do the same
dispersed?
time. Yeah.
Okay. It's like 45 minutes then, everyone? Because it's a 2-hour show.
They all do 20.
Gosh.
Look what are you thinking about?
Because I watched it in 2 parts the second time I watched it.
Oh, okay.
And so I stopped when I watched it in 2 parts the second time. I stopped between Cedric's set and when Steve Harvey comes up to bring up Bernie, and that's right in the middle of the show. So Steve must do a lot of time between the.
I'm sure. I think they also edited a bunch of stuff out. But it looks like they have 20-minute sets. But there's if you go watch the behind the scenes, there's lots of jokes that all of them do that aren't in the special.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But they cut it down in the special because it's a thing. So 20, 40, 60, 80, and now you got 10 minutes of extra.
Yeah, that makes sense.
90-minute movie. You see what I mean? Like, I get that. But yeah, it feels like their sets are longer because they all just fucking murder.
There's so many jokes.
They're talking about black shit for black men comics, legends talking about black ass shit for everybody. Not like it's just for black, but it's like, yo, this is what black people are thinking and going through. And bro, when I say no one stepped on anyone's toes, no one mentioned a topic that was already covered.
Well, some of them,
none of that.
They had similar topics.
Similar.
the premises and the punchlines didn't come together at all. Like it's like, oh, I'm gonna brush on like a couple of them talked about hip hop in different ways
and old school music,
and old school music in different ways, but it never felt like, oh, I already heard this joke. It was more like, hey, the audience is already on board for this joke because we all have that opinion. Yeah.
And also D.L. Hughley didn't do anything that they did.
No, he was totally different.
He was
much
like, I'm
younger
gonna do
than
machine gun style jokes. He's a little bit younger. I don't know about
seems
much.
a lot younger.
Not a lot. Definitely a little bit. But he was doing machine gun style jokes, which I like. And then like you could tell there was a point where he was like, all right, I'm about to just roast this audience. And then he just dives in.
Yeah.
Straight into the crowd. And lays into people too. Like, man, that shit's so impressive, bro. To do that in an arena, it's really hard.
Yeah.
To get everybody on board with crowd work in an arena is damn near impossible, bro.
And he's just going. And everyone, he always picks the right person.
He picked the right person every time.
Every time. Not a single problem.
God, it was good. I love that special. I mean, it's definitely up there to me with the Chappelle's. Chappelle has the GOAT specials. And then I put it right up there, and then Patrice O'Neal's Elephant in the Room. You know. And then Mulaney's too, bro. And then Bill Burr, and then Louis. God, actually, you know what? There's a lot. Richard Pryor's. The one where he's in the red shirt, the red flannel. And not the flannel, but the red, like Austin Powers kind of shirt.
That's and that one, someone walked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what happened in this one. So it was kind of cool to see two different perspectives on how you handle someone walking out of your special.
Well, no, Richard, that wasn't nobody walked out. A guy, the special the guy walks up and he keeps taking pictures.
He walks up. That's what's
and he keeps taking pictures. And Richard just has to roast this motherfucker because he's
that's
like,
wow,
who is this fucking guy? You know what I mean? But still cool. Also, I like when people leave shit in their specials.
Oh yeah, make it real.
Make it real, bro. Make it feel like, oh, if you weren't here for this, like you can watch it, but this was a moment we all shared. You know? God, I love stand-up. I really miss it. Too bad it died. Anyway. Bean Mafia.
It lives somewhere.
It lives somewhere, but not here. It lives in Phoenix and Alabama, apparently.
You know Florida. Where it lives in Nashville, which is where someone else we know lives.
A young man who just bought a new studio for his podcast, and I'm so fucking proud of him because that is a hard thing to do, guys. It's not an easy thing to get a nice studio. We have one, which will change literally, not the next episode, but the next episode you guys might see a different background. Actually, not might, you will. But it's hard. It's hard, bro. It's hard to find a studio and pay for that shit and like the editing and bro. Podcasts are expensive, man. But I'm so proud of my boy because the Raw Room is growing. That's his podcast. His name,
Darren Bates.
Darren Bates. DarenBates. At @WestonSon_56 on Instagram. You go follow him. It's a picture of his beautiful mother, Wesleyan, and Miss Wesleyan, excuse me. And just go follow him, man. Show our boy some love. Show our boy some motherfucking love. Tell him what, Sam?
Tell him the beans sent you.
Goddamn right. Listen to his podcast. However you listen to this podcast, hit pause. Hit pause.
Literally hit pause.
Go to the search bar. However you're listening, type in Raw Room, subscribe. That's it. And then come back and hit play. That's all we're asking. Take you 2 seconds. And
if you're looking for something to listen to after this, check out Deric's episode on the Raw Room. He's done like 5.
I've done
several
episodes of the Raw Room. More to come. You can go listen. If you haven't listened to My Fighter and the Kid, go listen to those. King and the Sting. I mean, literally every episode, like for the first 50 or 70, and then the episode 100. Like, go listen to your boy, man. I'm on a lot of pods.
You be podding.
Yeah, I be podding. So come out, go show some love. But this isn't about me. This is about the great Darren Bates. Show him some love. He pays the bills.
He loves us.
Sam's really attracted to him.
I can't. He's got such
good skin.
He's just so smooth.
Like a baby's butt.
And just perfect. I can't even. I don't know.
Good skin. Pharrell, man.
He probably has the same regimen.
Or he's a fucking alien.
Or he is an alien. Darren, you not telling us something?
Go show our boy some love. Go show the Raw Room some love. Samantha Lee, how you doing, kiddo?
I'm great. Good? How you doing?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. Chilling like a villain with a, peel of. I couldn't think of anything that rhymed. Chilling like a villain reading the Silmarillion. It's the Lord of the Rings book.
Oh, cool.
A couple people got that joke. Sam, can you do me a favor?
Yes. What do you need?
Can you tell me what you think happens in a movie you've never seen that I've seen too many times as a child? Saw it a lot. It was one of my brother and I's favorites. I'm sure the listeners are excited. The great Jeff Scott used to be this man's extra.
What?
What happens?
What?
In Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure.
What? Well, he probably goes to a movie theater and jacks off.
No, you're thinking of part 2. This is part 1.
Okay.
This is the first one.
Dang. Okay.
This is the.
I must have only seen the second one.
You only saw the second one.
Geez, I was never a Pee Wee Herman fan. He always kind of creeped me out. Yeah. Let's say so. Dude, I don't even know where to start. In my mind, Pee Wee Herman is like Ernest, but with a suit.
Who's Ernest?
Isn't like Ernest like a guy, like Ernest Goes to Camp or something like? Am I thinking of the wrong guy?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Okay.
This movie came out in 1985. 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty damn good.
7%.
Directed by Tim Burton.
Yeah, Tim. Okay, now it's got to be really weird. Okay.
It was already weird, and now I'm like, oh, this guy.
Already weird, and I'm like, gosh, what am I in for? Okay, so Pee Wee has a clubhouse. Maybe the clubhouse is the bank is gonna seize it.
Oh, some hell or high water situation.
Yeah, some situation like that. The bank is gonna seize the clubhouse.
And his mother's sick.
No, not that.
Okay.
The bank is gonna seize the clubhouse, so he has to go on tour to make enough money to buy the clubhouse
and that's
back.
his big adventure.
And that's his big adventure. So he's going from city to city to city to city, trying to round up enough money for his clubhouse. And then at the very end, he almost makes it, but it's not enough. It's never quite enough.
Nothing is in this life.
And he's really down. And then I'm sure like the clubhouse is kind of somehow alive. I don't really know anything about Pee Wee Herman. So the clubhouse itself is like, let's throw on one more big bash here at our clubhouse. And they do, and they make enough money.
They charge to get in.
They charge. I mean, how is he making the money on the road? Of course they're charging to get in. They charge everyone to get in, and the clubhouse is saved. And the guy, whoever plays the bank manager, is like, "Ah, damn you, Pee Wee."
So this is literally hell or high water.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of.
But with a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, you got none of it right. Pee Wee's in it.
Mm.
And there is an adventure.
Okay.
So I'll give you 1%.
Thank
You
you.
were 99% wrong, but that 1%. Good job. Movie starts with that goofy ass, clown ass Pee Wee Herman music. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of. Credits are rolling. Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. We see bikers riding down the street, like Tour de France type shit.
Okay.
You know, like that kind. They're riding. And it's like literally the Tour de France. And then we see our boy Pee Wee fly by them on his bike. Mm-hmm. And it's just like it's just like a red regular bike.
Yeah.
They're on like Tour de France shit.
Yeah.
But he's got it, and he's just blowing by him. And he's got his, the classic gray suit, white undershirt, red little bow tie. And he finishes the race, and everybody's like, Pee Wee, Pee Wee. And he's all thankful, and he closes his eyes to receive a crown by the Queen of England. And an alarm goes off. And he wakes up in his bed, full face of makeup. I love it. I love that he slept like that.
Yeah.
Just the idea of like, this nigga had to sleep. That's a lot, bro. You can't even turn. Fuck them pillows up. They're white pillows. His house is that goddamn clown house. You've seen it before, right? The clubhouse?
No, I've never watched anything Pee Wee Herman ever.
But you knew he had a clubhouse.
Yeah, because there's a show called Pee Wee's Clubhouse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I got
but
that from.
But you figured it was crazy. You just assumed.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of think he's also like you remember Floop from Spy Kids?
Yes.
In my mind, that's Pee Wee Herman.
I think it is him.
Oh, is that him?
Could be. I think that's the actor. Pretty sure.
Okay, cool. I don't think that's the same actor.
I don't think so, but I think so.
But the same kind of guy.
That's the same guy. I'm pretty sure that's the actor.
They would have been typecasted very similarly.
I mean, it makes sense.
Okay.
So, he's got his big ass clown house, and he's got all the little gizmos and gadgets that do everything, like pretty much like some Ferris Bueller shit, but like times a trillion.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean? And he giggles, and it's a grown ass man, fool. And I'm watching this shit like, damn, I can't believe they made this movie for kids, but this is a grown ass man. And he's like playing with toys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's like, look out, Mr. Potato Head. Ah! And he's like, and then he gets dressed, and he like gets dressed in his outfit, and he slides down like a fireman's pole that he has in his house to his kitchen. And he's like, morning, Speck. Huh! And he has this little cute little dog. He's like, let's get some breakfast. And he lights a candle. And then the candle burns. And it like burns a thing that turns a gear, which drops a ball.
Oh, like how Doc makes breakfast.
Yeah, which cracks it like way too much. And then all that to like crack an egg.
Yeah.
It's like way more than just what it would have been to go clink, clink.
Yeah.
You know?
That's such a common trope in every movie. They do that in Back to the Future. They do that in
they both came out in 85.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang came out first. So that's where they probably got
OG.
it from. That's probably the original.
Some Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah. Who also seems like Pee Wee Herman in my head.
Yeah, actually.
So it's a holly jolly holiday with you, but.
Okay, we're singing the Julie Andrew part.
But that's the best part of the song.
It is the best part. She is a bomb-ass singer.
No, she's not.
What? How dare you?
So she ain't Beyonce, bro. Imagine Beyonce said that. It's a holly jolly with you, bird.
I'm from Houston.
I'm from Houston.
Bird.
Lions assemble. So, you know, like, and then like all this shit, and like it pours pancake batter, and at the point he looks out a window, which you would think would be like a window like that, like a regular window, and you see it's like a fish tank, which is actually pretty cool. I thought
that's cool.
That's actually, I was like, damn, that would actually be a pretty fire thing to have.
Can
in
you
house.
see through the fish tank to the outside?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's why you think it's a window.
Rad.
I was like, damn, that's actually like some baller ass shit. And then he brushes his teeth, and he's got like a huge toothbrush. Mm-hmm. He's like, mad dog, and he's just like, it's constant like,
just being silly,
being a silly goof. He has this little fortune teller thing in his house, and it says, don't leave the house today. And he's like, and he throws it. So this nigga, I always remember this as a kid. The breakfast looks perfect. Mm-hmm. Pancake, 2 strips of bacon, eggs.
Yeah.
And it looks perfectly cooked.
Yeah, they're like sunny side up.
Yeah, everything. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh my God, that's a breakfast. And this nigga takes a bowl of cereal like a box of cereal, pours cereal all on top of it. And then he just eats 2 bites of the cereal. He's like, well, I'm off, Spec. And he leaves. And that scene always made me mad. As a child, I was like, bro, I can't stand this nigga. You not only did you waste that breakfast, you wasted a box of cereal, fool.
Yeah. But
he does weigh himself at one point, and he weighs like 95 pounds.
Whoa. You should be eating more breakfast.
Yeah, nigga, or something. Eat some peanut butter, nigga. So his house, he goes outside, and on the outside, his house is even more crazy than on the inside.
Really?
And I remember this guy in Memphis. I can't think of his fucking name, but there was a dude in Memphis, and he was like a fan. He would be on the news all the time, and his house looked like this.
No.
Yeah, I swear to God, bro, just a regular motherfucker too, and it was scary as fuck. It's like in a movie, it's fun and games. In real life,
it's like, are you a pedophile?
Are you a fucking pedophile, dude? Because it seems like you torture baby goat in there. Like, what the fuck are you doing in that house, bro? So he comes outside. He's like, good morning, Mr. Crabtree. Good morning, Pee-wee, his neighbor. I'm going to cut the sprinklers on. And the neighbor's like, okay. And he closes all his doors. And then Pee-wee's sprinklers cut on, and they just spray water everywhere. Mm-hmm. Like on the other guy's house.
Oh, funny.
Like just not on the yard, pretty much. You know? So he goes back to the back, right? To the back of his backyard. And he looks around like this, all secretive. And then he puts in a secret code into like a little like a keypad. Uh-huh. And then he pulls a lever, like a branch. It looks like a tree branch, but it's really a lever, and he pulls it. And then one of his bushes opens up, and we see the bike. The red bike.
Ooh,
all right, and it's super nice.
The bike.
Super nice. It's like very classic Schwinn, you know, and it's got like a little
Schwinn.
It's got the tassels and like a little lion on the front, like a little lion's face on the front. Mm-hmm. And he's like, good morning, I'm here. And he kisses it, and he starts polishing it. And he's like, you're the best bike in the whole world. And on the back it says property of Pee Wee Herman. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like a little license plate?
Yeah.
Cool.
So he goes to leave. As he's walking out his driveway, this fat guy walks by. And he's all, morning, Pee Wee. And then Pee Wee's like, hello, Francis. Enemies.
It's like his Newman.
Yeah, it's his Newman.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody that you just don't like. So he goes, Francis is like, you know, today's my birthday, Pee Wee. And it's also a grown man. I have to keep mentioning, these are grown.
Adult men.
Also not 20s.
Like 45?
45-year-old men, okay? And he goes, morning, Pee Wee. It's my birthday, and my father said I can have anything I want. And Pee Wee's like, okay. And he's like, well, guess what I want? Your bike. And Pee Wee's like, and he like falls out laughing. And he's like, it's not for sale, Francis. And Francis pulls out like a wad of cash. Like, I'm talking about like at least 20 G's. Like a wad. And he's like, I would never sell my bike to you for $1 trillion. All right? And then Francis is like, how they've known each other since they were children, and he's always wanted that bike because Pee-wee's had it forever. All right. And Pee-wee like, whatever, and he rides off. And then Francis is like, you'll be sorry, Pee-wee Herman. You'll be sorry. So he rides, and he's like doing side saddle and shit as he's riding. He's like all happy and shit. And he gets to this outside mall, and he pulls up to this like big clown, and he like sets his bike next to the clown, and then he opens up a little compartment on the back, like a little compartment, like maybe this big.
Okay.
Right, like a little thing on the back. And this nigga pulls out, I'm gonna say, 30 feet of chain, like chain link chain, like that, right? And then this nigga not only locks his bike up, but like you can't see the bike. It's just tied in chain.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even see, it's just all chain and like locks all on it.
Are you seeing, is the footage of this being chained up, is it happening like in super fast motion?
No, you
don't see
it. Him pull how long the chain is out, and then cut to the bike is wrapped up like a gift in chain.
Okay.
And like chained to the clown.
Okay.
All right? This like huge clown that's like, stationary at the mall. It's like waving. So he walks over, he's like, I'll be back. And he goes into a magic shop. And the magic owner's like, hey, Pee-wee. Hey, Mario. He's like, I just wanted to stock up on some supplies. And he like goes through and he's like playing with all the shit. And the Mario's like, Pee-wee, I got a box just for you. And he's like, these are some items you might like. And he goes, trick gum? And Pee-wee's like, okay. He takes that. He's like, what about headlight glasses? And Pee-wee's like, yeah. And he's like, and a boomerang tie from Australia. Yes. Right? So he takes it and he leaves. And he passes his bike and he touches it. I'll be back, bike. Then he goes to a Bike-O-Rama store. And inside's like a little BMX biker gang of kids. And they all like love Pee-wee. Pee-wee. Cool. He's like, what's up, guys? And they start having like bike talk. And then you see this pretty girl and named Dottie come up, like that works there. He's like, hey, Dottie, is my horn ready? She's like, it sure is, Pee-wee. Should be loud enough for you now. And he's about to honk and she goes, wait, I want to talk to you first, Pee-wee. It's important. And he's like, what's going on, Dottie? And then she giggles and she's like, well, I want to know if you'll do something for me. And he's like, what? If you'll go someplace with me. Like where? The drive-in? Look, Dottie, I like you. I like you too, Pee-wee. But Dottie, it's a lot of things you don't know about me. I jerk off in movie theater.
How old is this woman supposed to be?
His age.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You said a girl, and I was like, yo, is this like a 12-year-old?
No. Woman, his age. That would be even better and fit his personality look. So he says that, and he's like, you couldn't understand me, Dottie. There's things you shouldn't understand about me. I'm a loner, a rebel. And he leaves, and she's like,
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. Oh, this grown man. I mean, I will say this. He does own a house.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't own a house. I don't have that many suits of the same color.
You don't own a bike.
I don't own a bike. This nigga is killing it.
He's balling.
Technically. So you see him walking, and he walks up to where his bike was, and all the chains are broken. He gasped. And he looks up and he sees the clown it was tied to, and now the clown looks all evil, like, ah, ha, ha, ha. Like it didn't look,
Yeah.
Now it looks all scary. He's like, it's not there. And he goes back in the store and he's like, Dottie! And he passes out. Goes fades to black, comes to, there's the ambulance there and the police there, and they got Pee-wee like on the oxygen and shit. And Pee-wee's like, drag the area, send out a search party, do something. And they're like, sorry, buddy. All we can do, you can come out to the station and fill out a report, but that's it. And he pops up, and then Dottie's like, where are you going? To find my bike! And he takes off. So he goes out the store. It's just now he's like suspicious of everyone, like little kids walking by. He's looking at everybody like this.
Yeah.
And then he thinks he sees it a bunch, but he doesn't. And then he goes to the police station. And he tells the cop, and the cop is like, the cop goes, like, it cuts to the police station, and the cop's like, so why do you think the Soviets are involved? And he goes, well, it's obvious. And then she cuts him off, and she goes, look, bikes go missing all the time. Which is also 1985, so good Soviet reference.
Yeah. 85.
The heat of that
shit. Yeah.
I mean, it didn't calm down until Rocky put out Rocky 4, and it saved us.
Thank God for Rocky.
I mean, it was East versus West. Man versus man. So the cop goes, bikes go missing all the times. And then Pee-wee's like, I know you guys couldn't help me. And she's like, wait, Pee-wee, Well, you know what I would do? I'd retrace my steps. Can you think of anyone who'd want to take it? And he's like, what do you mean? Everyone wants my bike. Even this morning, Francis! And he takes off running. Isn't this movie kind of awesomely paced?
It's perfect.
I get why they gave it such a high rating. It's like, oh, damn, an hour and 30, and we're already in the adventure. We're already here.
We're already there. It's happening.
It's happening right now.
We have motive.
We have a motive, and we have a villain. We're good. He sprints to this huge-ass mansion, and he bangs on the door, and the butler answers, and he's like, I want to see Francis. He's busy. Doing what? And the guy's like, he's having his bath. And then Pee-wee's like, well, where are they hosing him down? And the guy slams the door. And then you hear a knock again, and the guy opens the door, and it's like this little fake toy hand knocking on the door, and you see Pee-wee sneak in.
Ooh, tricky,
and he
Pee-wee.
takes off running, and he finds Francis in the bathtub. Bro, Francis' bathtub is literally a pool. Nice.
Is Francis fat?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a fat little rich shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Just so you can see the image of him.
Yeah, no, I had an idea. How come always the bad guy always has to be fat? Have you noticed that?
Well, either they're fat or they're gorgeous.
Or they're gorgeous.
They're never just some regular looking nigga.
Nope.
That's why Captain America Civil War is great. Because the villain is just like that regular looking dude. And he's not even a villain. He's just getting them to fight each other. Like, I thought he was a great fucking villain.
It's a great villain.
Because he was unassuming. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, fat ass or a gorgeous motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I mean, even look at Dark Knight Rises. Everyone likes to think the villain is Bane. Bane is not the villain.
Bane is not the villain. It's that chick.
It's that fucking
it's
whore
Ra's al Ghul's
who sleeps
evil
with him,
daughter.
Who sleeps, who lets him clap her cheeks.
Yo, you know in the comic books, she's like getting him to impregnate her so that she can have his child raise him to kill Batman. Sorry.
Wait, that's awesome. Wait, did he have her baby? Did she do it?
Yeah, that happens. She's like, she gets him drunk. She gets him to...
She rapes him.
She rapes him for his seed. So that she can
he did have a hard penis.
Damian Wayne.
The penis still had to be hard, so she'd have had to like...
Yeah. I mean...
I don't... You know what do you feel me?
Well, by the definition of rape in America, she does not penetrate him, but sexually assaults him.
She sexually assaults.
And steals his semen.
I mean, but a boner's a boner.
Yeah.
Just saying. Boner's a boner. But yeah, that's the real villain in that movie. Go back and rewatch it.
I can never remember
Bane's
her name.
pretty cool.
Ra's al Ghul's daughter. You don't get a name.
Ra's al Ghul Jr. is what I call her. Just a fucking little asshole. The blade cuts deeper, Batman. As she stabs him in the side. This is what I don't like about in a movie when someone stabs someone in the side and they're like that Romeo shit, like that kind of
yeah.
It's like hey Batman, you literally beat the fuck out of everyone with your fists.
She's a lady. He doesn't want to hit her.
Or really, he's like, I'm in such shock. I can't believe this is happening. But it's like, no, bro. You would get stabbed and you would immediately go, whack. You know how hard that nigga hits people?
Yeah, and also the thing is, it's like, I don't even know why you went for her when you have a freaking what's-her-face? Catwoman trying to get with you, too. And she is
No, she's trying to rob him.
She is, but they have, some serious sexual tension.
They have sexual tension, but, I do get Batman. I'm like, nigga, I can't trust this bitch. You know who I can trust? This really sweet, innocent Russian lady who seems cool. Don't trust Russians.
I mean, if we're learning anything.
That's what this podcast is really about. So this nigga has a bathtub. He's in there playing with toys and shit. And he sees Pee-wee and he's like, ah! He screams. And Pee-wee jumps in the pool and he grabs him and he's like, I'm losing patience, Francis. Where's my bike? And they start fighting and Pee-wee's kind of beating him up. And he's like, I wouldn't.
But he's naked.
Huh? No, he's swim trunks on.
Oh, okay.
They're children.
Yeah. Okay. I thought he was taking a bath.
He is. Sam, these are grown men children. I don't know how to explain this to you. Dude, this set must have been so weird while they're on set doing all this kiddie stuff. And then Tim Burton's cut. And then they all smoke cigarettes and go, fuck. It's a long fucking day. You know what I mean? So he's like, you stole it. Right then Francis's dad comes in and he separates them. He's like, what's going on here, boys? Pee-wee, what's going on? He stole my bike. I swear I didn't, Dad. And he's like, well, Pee-wee, you know the Buttons are not thieves. You know, he's like, me and Francis have been here all day setting up his birthday train set. And Pee-wee's like, okay. He's like, well, now apologize, Pee-wee. I'm sorry, Francis. And Francis is like, And then Pee-wee's like, you guys care for some gum? And Francis is like, I like gum. And he gives it to him. And he's like, what about you, Mr. Buxton? And he's like, well, Pee-wee, I sure would. And he takes some. And Pee-wee's like, and he leaves. And then they eat the gum. This trick gum as a kid scared the fuck out of me because it turned into oil. Black shit just starts coming out of their mouth.
Oh, gosh.
I was like, bro, I don't think that was trick gum. I think that was a cyanide pill.
Yeah.
So Pee-wee puts up a sign all over town, $10,000 reward for finding his bike.
Gosh, he's doing well. He gave $10,000.
Dottie's like, Pee-wee, you don't have that kind of money. And Pee-wee's like, it's not about the money. Whoever brings it obviously stole it, Dottie. And then she's like, well, where are you going now, Pee-wee? And he's like, on the air. And they run into a radio station. Francis hears on the radio Pee-wee saying what his bike looked like and someone stole it. Woo, woo, woo. And Francis is like, this is too much heat. You know what? I don't want the bike anymore. Just get rid of it. And then you see some evil guy like who stole it for him going, you got it. And he walks off. So he did steal it.
Francis.
Fucking Francis. So Pee-wee has a town meeting in his basement. Calls the whole town in. And he's pissed. Let's begin, shall we? And he pulls out evidence. Exhibit A. A photo of the bike and me. And it's a picture of him with his bike. Exhibit B. A picture of me without my bike. And it's him like this. And Exhibit C. The horn I picked up for my bike this very morning. Exhibit D. A pen. What's the significance? I don't know. And he throws it. And then right then everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And they all leave.
Yeah.
So Dottie's like, listen, Pee-wee, you know I can probably get Chuck, the owner of the bike store, to get you a break on a new bike. He'll probably give you a great discount. I don't want a new bike, Dottie. But Pee-wee, listen, I don't want to listen. I don't need your help, and I don't need you. I don't need anybody. And he runs out, right?
Yeah.
And it's raining super hard, and he's walking in the rain. And he's all bundled up like this. And you see a bunch of gangsters come out of an alley, and they're like, hey, kid. And they have pocket knives, and they grab him, and grab me. and all these gangsters go running. Bro, that shit made me laugh out loud. Because these niggas like surround him and everything, and they have knives. And he just goes like that.
That's probably a really good way to react to someone like trying to steal from you.
Yo, not
hold you up.
I think they're either gonna run away or they're gonna immediately kill you. Just because it's like, oh shit. Like, oh fuck, you kind of scared me, dog. I wasn't expecting.
I was just trying to take your wallet. I wasn't gonna kill you.
Satan to pop out of you. So he makes it to a palm reader, Madame Ruby's, and she goes, for $20, kid, I'll tell you a lot of things. For $30, I'll tell you more, and for $40, I'll tell you everything.
That seems like a pretty good deal.
Not bad. I might as well just go with 40.
Yeah, might as well.
And then Pee-wee goes, okay, but why am I here first? And she goes, because you want something. And he's like, oh, he hands over his money. And while he does that, she like gets someone to like pick his wallet pretty much. And so she has his wallet. And she's like, I see. And she sees a picture of him and his bike. I see a bicycle. He's like, yes, is it okay? Tell me it's okay. And then she's like, it's fine. And he goes, where is it? It's somewhere far away. Where? And then she looks outside and she sees Al's store and Mo's store. And she goes, the Alamo. We had to leave the town eventually, baby. It's a big adventure.
It is a big adventure.
And then she's like, where? And she looks down and she sees like her basement. She's like, it's in the basement. And then he's like, the basement of the Alamo. I'll never forget you. And he takes off.
Never forget the Alamo. I get it. Way to go, Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, well, you're a little clever fuck, aren't you? So Pee-wee hitchhikes to Texas, right? He's got a big like fake plastic thumb. No one stopped. All this time like passes by, and then finally a car stops. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, thanks a million. I've been lying here all day. And the guy looks super sketch, and he's like, name's Mickey. And he's like, I'm Pee-wee. Which is also funny if I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this?
Especially if you're a sketchy dude. You're like, gosh,
this guy's
I
moving
thought
too much
I was the scary
doing like
one.
weird faces the whole time. And he goes, Pee-wee looks and notices the guy has handcuffs on his wrists that were like broken. Oh. And Pee-wee's like, what'd you do? And the guy's like, well, I lost my temper. I took a knife and, you know those do not remove labels on mattresses? Yeah, I cut one off. Gee, yeah, I got a bad temper. And Pee-wee's like, I always thought that was a dumb law. You're telling me, kid.
Why do they have that?
I don't know. Like, also, I'm fine with the tag, but I don't like this, like, statement on it, like, yo, if you cut this off, we're going to hunt you down and burn your house down. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck, IKEA? Relax.
I feel like they're just flexing.
Because it's on all of them.
It's on all
It's
of
like, if you cut this tag off, you will fucking do federal time. I always remember seeing that as a kid. Did you ever cut one off?
I've never cut one off.
I cut one off.
Deric,
It took me a while. I was staring at it every day, and then I am confessing, I guess. Oh my God. SWAT team bust all in. I would do that. No, like, I remember staring at the tag my whole life, and I was like, bro, I'm going to do this shit one day. I was like 12 or 13. I cut it, and I wasn't nervous.
Oh, that's when you became a bad boy.
That's when I became the Deric you guys know and love today. So, as Pee Wee and him talk, he's like if I'm looking this way, right, and you're him and I'm Pee Wee, the bike is right here, like in the back of a truck.
What?
And then the cars go like this.
What?
I know.
They're so close.
So close, but so far. Cut to Pee Wee telling him the whole story. And Pee Wee's like, and that's when I decided to take the law into my own hands. And then he goes, right. And then right then they see cops up front, like doing like a stop.
Uh-huh.
You know? And he's like, oh shit. And the guy pulls out a gun. He's like, here we go. And he's like, wait. Pee Wee's like, I got an idea. And cut to, you see, they pull up and the guy has like a little fake mustache on, like a goatee. And Pee Wee's just dressed like a woman.
That's funny.
It is funny. And the cops are like, they don't recognize the criminal. And they ask Pee Wee to get out the car. And Pee Wee gets out and he's like, any problem, officer? And the officer goes, I swear to God, no problem, ma'am. Just wanted to check out that cute outfit. Looking back, I wish the criminal would have gave himself up and like got lost in the character. They're like, that's my wife.
Yeah, they should have said that.
That's what should have happened. But he lets it go. But also, who is this cop? It's a little creepy.
It's a little creepy. Also, if you're going to hit on someone you pulled over, you're hoping they're not with another dude.
Yeah. And also that they're not a man dressed up like a woman.
That's also something to consider.
You know? So they drive off. Cut to the guy. It's like nighttime now, and Pee Wee's driving, and the guy's asleep, the criminal guy. And I always thought this shit was so funny. So you know those signs where like you're driving like on like maybe like a cliff or a bumpy road, and the sign is like just like this? Yeah. It's like letting you know the road is windy. So he sees one of those, and he's like, ah. And then he sees another one, and it's like a figure 8, and he's like, ah. And he sees another one, and it's just like it's just lines everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's like, ah. And then they just go flying off a cliff.
Oh my God.
You know? And they're like, ah. And he's like, Mickey, wake up. And they're both screaming, ah. And then right then Pee Wee hits a button, and like it's a convertible that they're in, and the hood comes out, and it's like cloth material, and it like floats them down.
Nice.
Like a parachute. And they land, and the guy's like, get out of my car. And Pee Wee's like, no, come on, I gotta get to the Alamo. He's like, I like you, kid. I like you a lot, but I'm bad. I'm a loner, a rebel. And he drives off, and Pee Wee's like, wow, deja vu. And so right then, Pee Wee's like, wait, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And it goes black. The whole screen. And you hear Pee Wee go, man, this sure is spooky out here. And then we see eyes walking in the dark.
Oh, Jesus.
But they're clearly like animated.
Okay.
All right. And he's walking, and he hears like some barking and stuff moving around him. And he's like, where are those headlight glasses? And he pulls them out and puts them on. And he's surrounded hundreds of just lions.
Lions?
Just lions.
Animated lions or real lions?
Definitely. I mean, not animated, real, but like not real. Like also Star Wars shit. Like they made fake lions.
Oh, okay.
So it's like not animation, but they're not real.
They're like robot lions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cut to. He's hitchhiking again. All right. A semi truck pulls over. Now this was me and my brother's favorite part of this whole movie. Second favorite part. Tied. 1A, 1B. We'll get to the other part later. But this part always made me laugh. So an old white woman pulls him over. Like he's driving the semi truck.
Yeah.
And Pee Wee gets in. He's like, some night, huh? And the lady goes, without looking at him, on this very night, 10 years ago, along this same stretch of road, in a dense fog just like this, I saw the worst accident I ever seen. There was a sound like a garbage truck dropped off the Empire State Building. And when they finally pulled the driver's body from the burning wreck, it looked like this. And like her face turns into like the eyes bug out and her tongue and her face is like a devil face.
Oh my gosh.
And Pee Wee's like, ah! And then she turns back and she's like, yes, sir. that was the worst accident I ever seen. And Pee-wee's like, I get off here. And she pulls over. And Pee-wee's like, have a nice day. And she screams, be sure to tell him Large Marge sent ya. Ah! She drives off. So Pee-wee goes into a little diner. He walks in. It's like people are just talking, and he looks around. And he's like, Large Marge sent me. And everybody's like, ah! People freak the fuck out. That shit, you know what's funny? It wasn't people's reaction that made me laugh as a kid. I just liked that he walked in and was like, didn't say it, just was like, Large Marge sent me. Because he says it like that. Like, I'm supposed to say this, right? And then right then everyone drops it. And then you hear a guy says, you say Large Marge? And he's like, yeah, she just dropped me off. Impossible. Large Marge. Well, she. And then another guy gets up. 10 years ago, on a night like tonight. And then the camera pans over. We see a plaque of Large Marge on the wall, like a rest in peace plaque.
Whoa, she was a ghost.
It's the worst accident I ever seen. And then he goes, that means Large Marge I rode with was, and everyone's like, a ghost. Ah! So cut to Pee-wee eating. And he's getting weird looks from everyone, right? And he finishes eating, and he's like, oh, that was great. And he goes to pay, and he's like, my wallet's gone. Cut to, he's in the back doing all the dishes.
Yeah, that's how you...
People always seem like that's what happens in every movie and TV show. Like, I always thought, like, oh, damn, I guess if you're hungry enough, just go eat and then ask to do the dishes.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
That's what everybody seems like, oh, bro, all they're going to do is make you do the dishes. And it's like, nigga, I can do a night's worth of dishes.
I would feel bad for the guy who normally does the dishes because they're like, hey, you have the night off. And they're like, dude, I get paid by the hour.
He's like, I get paid by the hour. And they're like, not tonight. This fucking jackass is going to do it. And he's like, dude, I don't get tipped. So... they have him in the back, and he's talking to the waitress, Simone, who's really nice, this nice woman. And she's like, thanks, Pee-wee, you did a good job. And here's a little extra cash to get you through. Right? Because they're talking, and she likes him. And then he grabs his stuff. He's like, I got to move on, Simone. And he goes to leave. And then she says, like, au revoir, Pee-wee. And then...
Did she have a French accent the whole time?
No. She just says
in that moment.
And then she asks, she's like, wait, Pee-wee, I like you so much. Do you mind staying and just watching the sunrise with me, please? Okay, Simone. I mean, she did give him money.
Oh, yeah, she did pay him.
So they go up to, like, they go outside, and there's, like, these huge, like, dinosaur statue kind of things. But you can go in them, and you can see, like, overlook everything, like, through the dinosaur.
Oh, cool.
You know, it actually is pretty cool. So they're watching, you know, waiting for the sunset, or the sunrise. And while they're doing that, you see a big-ass guy follow them, like a huge motherfucker, follow them, like, to, like, the dinosaur. And he's pissed. Mm-hmm. And so Pee-wee and Simone talk about dreams. And she wants to live in Rome. That's her dream. And Pee-wee's like, what's stopping you? And she goes, Andy, my boyfriend, he's real jealous.
Ooh.
He flunked French in high school, and now he doesn't want to go. Feels like he'd be stupid there. Everybody has their reasons. I like if he told her that, and then like she says that, and Andy's like, no, we don't have the money, Simone. You're a fucking waitress at a diner.
Wait, he failed French?
In high school.
But they're going to Rome.
I know. So Simone, he goes, Simone, this is your dream. You have to follow it. And she goes, but Pee-wee. And he goes, look, everyone I know has a big butt. Because she goes, but Pee-wee.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty actually a good line. Everyone I know has a big butt.
Everyone has a big butt.
Everyone I know does have a big butt. And he goes, come on, Simone, let's talk about your big butt. And you hear the Andy guy outside listening. The Andy guy hears that outside, and he's like, right, and he walks off. So she goes, no, Pee-wee goes, you know, you can't wish and hope for stuff to come true. You have to make it happen, Simone. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, Pee-wee, I've been waiting for someone to put it like that for so long. You see the Andy guy outside get a big dinosaur bone and like rip it off, and he starts walking back to the door. Simone and Pee-wee walk out of the dinosaur, and then she goes, oh, Andy! And Pee-wee yells, Andy! And then the guy starts chasing Pee-wee, and you hear that classic Pee-wee music from the beginning. I almost did the fucking one. It's not that.
But something in that vein.
It's something in that vein. I did it earlier, now I can't remember it. So he goes, I've been waiting, you know, so now they're running around and shit, right? And Pee-wee sprints, and he hops on like a moving train. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, we just talked about that because we saw a train the other day. up close, nigga, it'd be really hard to do that.
The platform comes up to like your face.
Yeah, so
and I mean, I'm 5'2",
people make
so
it seem like they just like it does come up to your face, but it comes up to like for me like right here.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
Like, I'd have to like.
You'd have to do a couple pull-ups before you just jump trains.
But in movies and shows, like they make it seem like the platforms are like nigga, them shits is like.
It's easy.
It's like your foot level.
Yeah.
You know, so he jumps on the train and then he lays down and he kind of passes out. Right, he falls asleep. And he dreams he sees his bike, and then a big dinosaur comes and eats it. And he's like, no, no. And then a guy wakes him up, and it's a homeless guy. He's like, name's Johnny. And he's got no teeth. He's like, I'm Pee-wee. Cut to them singing on the train. You know, she'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. And they're having a great time. And then the next song comes and Pee-wee's kind of singing it and the guy's still singing it like, give me crack corn and I don't care. And then the next song comes and Pee-wee's just like this and he's just like, ah! And he just jumps off the train. When he jumps off, he turns. Big sign, welcome to San Antonio. Home of
the Alamo,
which I've been to. Me and Hassan.
Deric and Hassan have been to the Alamo. I've never been there.
It's fucking pretty cool.
It's memorable.
Yeah, it is memorable.
That's good.
It is memorable. The main thing I remember is a guy getting into a huge fight with his mom in front of it, and he was telling her how she wasn't a leader.
What? Like, how old is this guy?
Older than me.
Whoa! So he's telling his old lady mom she's not a leader.
Huge fight. Like they're yelling.
Whoa, what
You're
is
not
that?
a fucking leader, Mom. You don't know how to delegate.
What?
Yo, and I'll never forget, Hassan, this is Hassan. So me and you were having the argument. I'm Hassan. He walks right over to a fucking tree and is just like, look at this. I swear to God.
He's just touching the tree.
He's just like, and telling me to like, Deric, you see this tree?
Wait, is he doing it so he could be closer to listen to their conversation? Oh, okay. All right. I thought that he was legitimately like looking at the tree. That's what he did. Like,
he didn't just think like, oh, I'll walk by. He was like, no, I want to hear all of it. Because me and him were like, yo, who tells their mom that they're not Tom Brady enough?
What?
He said who did he say? He said either Phil Jackson or he's like, you like to act like you're like Bill Belichick. You're not, Mom. It's like, yo, what was this?
You ain't no Ray Lewis?
You can't lead. You don't know how to delegate. Like, nigga, you've been holding this in a long, like, yo, this is a fight from childhood, bro.
Yeah.
But that's the most memorable thing from the Alamo to me. That, and there was this girl there, because you know they have the people there who like are the reenactors. Uh-huh. And there was a girl there, bro, and when I say she did not want to be there.
You told me about this girl.
Bro, ain't nothing funnier than a reenactor. Other than a reenactor who doesn't want to be there.
Is there someone else there that does want to be there?
Oh, that's why she was mad.
Oh, that's so funny.
Because a guy comes over, and it's also his lines. The guy comes over like, hey, Sarah, you know we got the barn picking at 12 or whatever. And she's like, John. Whew. You know what I mean? Like, not her line. And then I remember me and Hassan asking her questions, and she was like, dude, I don't fucking know. She said that. I was like, so how? Because it was the era, where they had the knives on the bayonets on the gun. Uh-huh. And I was like, when did this stop? And like, when did this start and when did this stop? Just because that was my brain went. I'm figuring she might know. And she says, dude, I don't fucking know. And then she pulled out her phone and texted. And me and Hassan were like, you're the best reenactor we've ever seen. Is
she dressed for the
yeah makeup full Sam? They're full reenactment, but the other guy's over there doing a fucking dance and like pumping butter.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like full in it. And she was like, yo, her energy was, if this nigga doesn't call me in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna burn down the Alamo. Cause she was on her phone like, you know when you're texting and it's like, oh, whoever she's texting is not answering. Mm-hmm. This is like, when somebody's texting like that, you ever seen that? When it's like, I mean, I guess we've all been there.
Maybe she was waiting for someone to relieve her. Like sometimes you're working.
No, it was a different kind of angry.
Oh, okay.
It was like, don't talk to me, anyone.
Ooh.
That's why I had to be dude problems. Also, the way it's always you can tell sometimes, bro, when it's a dude or a woman. Mm-hmm. It's a different energy of angry because it's like an uncontrollable anger.
He's like, this person is fucking with my heart.
Not okay.
Not cool.
Not cool, Sam? Have you ever done that to boys? Or your current boyfriend?
I've done that to people.
Anyone you want to apologize to?
No, they probably deserved it.
So, don't fuck with my baby. So he's at the Alamo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he runs up to the Alamo. You see it, and he also not because he just runs right in, and it's like I've been there. That's not how it works. You gotta get in line.
Gotta get in line.
I will say this: it's cool because it's a long line, but it never stops moving. So you go through it in like 5 minutes.
I'm sure. Also,
but it's long.
Like how much
long.
time do you really need to spend in the Alamo? You just
It's,
go in
you know
and
how
you're
small
like,
it is?
this is it, and then you walk out.
It's really little.
Yeah.
It's the size of this basement.
Okay.
So you're walking through
just a building,
and then like a lot of the stuff's torn down, and then they got these like little cool monuments inside, and also the coolest part was like there was like a huge figurine, and it told you like what everything was.
Okay.
Like, this was this area. This was the artillery room. This
like
was
a little
this.
map.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was cool to be like, oh shit, I'm standing in like where a nigga was sleeping at one point. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
if you like history shit, like that was really cool stuff. And you had to. I do remember this too. There's signs everywhere that says, please be quiet and be respectful. Like people lost their lives here. I know. It is a gravesite.
Then no one was quiet?
No, everyone was quiet, which made
it
worse. Other than one guy. In that way, everyone's talking. It's like, oh, this is kind of everyone respecting it, other than one person on their phone. A guy was just on his phone.
No, that's so rude,
bro. Me and Hassan were. It took away the experience because just the comic in me. Or just the asshole in me is like, I can't even focus. Me and Hassan couldn't focus on everything now. All we could do was make fun of this guy.
Well, also to just think that the audacity of to be at not only a historical site where people
are trying.
Site. This is a grave site.
Straight up. This is, and also like, yo, bro, these are your countrymen who died like fighting for your country. Now, were they fighting Mexicans who just wanted their land back? Maybe. But whose side are you on?
Yeah. And where do you live?
In America or fucking Mexico? Isn't everything crazy how we view things?
I mean, just arbitrary lines.
Just these weird arbitrary lines, and like, of course I feel bad for my countrymen, but also it's like, what I'm not supposed. Like, I don't understand this about wars. Like, am I not supposed to feel bad for the other side?
Yeah, just because my lineage happened to come to this place and live in this country. Because my ancestors could just have easily gone to Mexico or, some other country.
And I would have that same pride that we have in America about that country. And it's like, what are we all doing? I'm not saying you shouldn't have pride. Like, I love being here, bro. I'm not like on some fuck America shit. I'm just on some like, let's relax.
Yeah, I don't feel like confidence has to be like, I'm the only one. I think confidence is about I'm great and other people can be great. And that's what makes me great is the fact that I have to compete with other greatness.
And also, like, if a motherfucker comes up to me and talks, it's like in a not rude way. And they're like, oh, Mexico's the greatest country on earth. Or like, nigga, Italy is the greatest country. Or fucking whatever the fuck. I'm not going to be like, no, America is. Like, you feel like that's where it's like, hey, bro, it's all like, it's like when it's not real.
It's such a crazy thing to say when you've only been to one place.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you really have no opinion if you've not traveled to all of the countries.
And then you might be like, oh, damn, America is the best. Or you might be like, nigga, I thought Brazil was kind of fire.
I hear Brazil is fire.
And don't give me the whole like, oh, that's the nice spots. What about the bad spots of the country? It's like, nigga, I can take you to some bad spots in America too.
Bad spots.
Some real spots, bro. You want to go to Westwood, Memphis? You want to go to fucking, Whitehaven in Memphis? I can take you to some areas, my nigga. Just like in other countries, people can take you to some areas. Chicago, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, I just don't understand that shit. I'll never understand that shit. Ever. It's like, it's confusing.
It is very confusing. And also, it's like none of these places, I mean, most countries, the people that are there are not the original people anyway.
Yeah. I'm not saying that, like, obviously you respect your fallen countrymen, bro. Like, nigga, you do. That's why obviously I respect my fallen countrymen and I respect all that shit. But I'm not going to sit here and respect, like, why do I have to respect the fucking us taking Mexico's land? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why do I have to respect that part?
Yeah.
We were wrong.
But are you wrong?
You shouldn't do that.
That doesn't make you sound like an American, Deric.
Guess not, bruh. I'm not, but who cares? Because I guess everybody also likes to like, oh, well, would you like living in some Native American fucking, what if this was all Mexico and Native America or whatever? It'd be like, dude, then you wouldn't know. You would just love Mexico, you fucking idiot.
You'd just be in it.
Like I don't get what people be thinking about life, fool. I guess it's also that self-centered, like, oh, it revolves around, like, this is my world.
Also, yeah, like my choices and what I associate with is obviously right, and what others do is wrong.
Yeah.
Because you can't, like, the idea of, like, oh, maybe something else is okay would mean that maybe you made a wrong choice.
Mm-hmm. That's just stupid as fuck, nigga. Like, it's just like religion to me. Like, country pride is religion. It's like,
it really
dude,
is.
You should have it, but it's just for you. Or not should, you can have it, but it's so just for you.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this thing that
you put on people.
Yeah, and you hurt others because of it.
Yeah, or like other people are wrong because they're not like on your, like, yo, what the fuck? Oh, would you like to live in communist Russia? If I was living there, I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
Why do you think people want to come to? Maybe I would want to come to America. Maybe I'd want to go to Italy. Like, dude, people leave and go places. I don't know what you're saying. Slavery happened. It was real.
Don't you want to be part of this country where, like, for the half of our existence we had free labor?
Yeah, that
sounds
cool.
like a rad place.
And a little bit before that, we had some free labor, and then we wiped out the other people that were here first. Wiped them the fuck out. And the only thing they have left are their fucking logos on teams, and now we're taking that away too.
Yeah, we made them, and the ones that are left, we made them all live in, like, the least habitable parts of the country.
And gave them casinos so they could, like, shut the fuck up about everything. Because you can make so much money, and it's like, it's casino money. It's like such passed downable wealth. But then again,
I think they did that for themselves. I think so too. I don't think they had anything to do with the white man.
It's not like a white man was just.
It's like, here, this will help you guys.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just have casinos and just have Indian people work there? You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's funny to have all this, like, when niggas are like, God bless America. Like, yo, shut the fuck up, bro. God bless what? God bless what? Your white ass skin? Or God bless your black, like, or your black ass, like, your stupid ass black skin. Because even like other people are like, hey, I'm not a white guy and I feel that way. It's like, yeah, but you talking about some stupid shit. God bless America.
You're not saying God bless America. You're saying God bless me.
Me.
And it's this way of saying it without feeling like guilty for being like, I'm number one. If you say America's number one, then I don't have to feel like I'm self-centered. I have country pride. And it's like, nah, y'all, everyone is self-centered. Everyone is most worried about, like, am I going to die? Am I going to be okay?
Yeah.
We really.
And then some people, bro, they believe. They're like, oh, I got to go fight for my country. I got to go fight for my freedom and all this shit. And it's like, I guess, bro, nigga, you took the red pill. I took the blue one. You know? Like,
or I didn't take any pill.
Or I didn't take any pill because it's like, bro, what you talking about? What you talking about? Go fight for. I'll fight for my freedom when my freedom is, like, being challenged. When my freedom's being challenged, I'll fight for my freedom. But to be like, oh, nigga, I'm joining the military so I can go fight for freedom. And it's like, no, nigga, you fighting for oil.
Money,
really. Land. What you talking about? What you talking about, bro? That's what I don't get. Like, nigga, we haven't been fighting for freedom since when?
The Revolutionary War.
Civil War?
Oh, yeah, I guess the Civil War. But even then, it's like half of the country was not fighting for freedom.
Fighting for freedom. And won't admit it, which is crazy.
No, they were fighting for their Southern pride.
Their Southern pride and their rights and their things. Like, yo, your right to own slaves, you fucking dumb fuck.
The right to free labor.
No, but it was about this and that, and it was about this, that, and this. And it was like, nigga, it was about one thing. Also, those are the same people who can't admit that racism still exists. It's like, it's weird, though. Like, it's a personality type.
Yeah.
Who just doesn't want to admit that black people are in this country and have a problem. And then Native American people don't even exist.
Yeah, like,
and then when foreigners come, they're the same people that say, oh, you're lucky to be here. And it's like, what? So what are you? If I'm lucky to be here, what the fuck are you? The luckiest nigga on earth because you were born here? Fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck everything. Yo, what did Conor McGregor say? Not last night, but I saw a TikTok where he said, with all due respect to everybody, fuck everybody. And that's how I feel, dude. With all due respect to every country, every human being, go fuck yourself. With all due respect. Country pride. Get the fuck out of here. Also, God's not real. So what are you really asking for?
I mean,
yeah, he could be real. God is you. So
we are all God.
We are all God.
So when you hurt someone else, you're hurting God. Mm-hmm. Consider that.
And we're all the devil.
That too.
We're all both.
Well, when you're hurting someone else, when you're hurting God, you are being the devil. And so vice versa. It's, two sides of the same coin.
Facts. Motherfucking
Everything
facts.
cool?
We're good. The Alamo.
Yes, we're at the Alamo with Pee-wee.
We're at the Alamo with Pee-wee. He runs up, he jumps into a tour, and he immediately tries to ask a question. Mm-hmm. And the lady's like, excuse me, sir. We're going to hold all questions till the end of the tour, okay? And she's like, oh. So you see this nigga have to go through the whole tour. He's mad as hell. I would be mad because it's like, I have one fucking question.
Where the fuck is the basement?
Yeah. He goes through the whole thing. And that concludes the Alamo tour. Now, are there any questions? Where's the basement? And she's like, excuse me? The basement to the Alamo? Where is it? And the lady goes, sir, there's no basement. And then everyone starts laughing and like pointing at him and like laughing at him. Like that's the stupidest shit. Only a dumb fucking idiot would ask some stupid shit like that. So Pee-wee, he runs away and he runs to a bus station. Uh-huh. And while he's there, he sees Simone, the waitress.
Yeah.
And she's like, Pee-wee, I'm off to Paris, Pee-wee. I'm listening to you. I'm following my dreams. Au revoir, Pee-wee. Au revoir. I hope you find your bike. And she drives off, right?
Was she going to Paris, Texas?
Yo, right? On a bus? Is this bitch on a magic school bus? How the fuck you getting there? So he runs to a phone booth. This is not... Remember I said there's two favorite parts of the movie? Mm-hmm. This is part 3. This is not the second part I was talking about. This is my third favorite part of the movie. Me and my brother still do this sometimes. So he runs to a phone booth and he calls Dottie. He's like, hey, Dottie, it's me, Pee-wee. And she's like, Pee-wee, where are you calling from? Texas. Really? Honest, I'll prove it. And he steps out the fucking door. He opens the phone booth door and he goes, the stars at night are big and bright. And everyone stops. Deep in the heart of Texas. And then they keep going.
Great.
Bro, looking back, when me and Hassan were in San Antonio, I really wish I'd have did that shit.
Yeah.
And next time me and you go, like we ever go, that's what we go. I want to do it. I'm going to go to a crowded area and see if it works. So he tells her how he owes her an apology. He's like, I didn't mean it, honest. And, I'm sorry what all the things I said to you. She's like, oh, it's okay, Pee-wee. I know you were under a lot of stress. Mm-hmm. And then she goes, I got someone who wants to talk to you. And then she puts Speck on the phone, the dog. Speck! Ah! And it's the dog goes, roo, roo. I know, Speck. Roo, roo, roo. I know, Speck. I forgot. Roo, 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 roo. All right, Speck. Roo, roo. All right, Speck. Just put Dottie back on the phone. And so she puts Dottie back on. And then she goes, Dottie, I learned something out here on the road about humility. When I get back, will you? Yeah, Pee-wee? Will you? Yeah? Will you help me still find my bike? All right, Pee-wee. And could you wire me a bus ticket? I'll pay you back, honest. Okay, Pee-wee, no problem. But when you get back, we can settle it at the drive-thru. And this nigga goes, what? What'd you say? I missed that last part. Pee-wee, I said we can settle. Anyway, thanks for the bus ticket. Bye. And he hangs up. Bro, that moment, I was like, yo, this nigga's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Are you sending the bus ticket still?
Nah. Oh, is she sending him a bus ticket, or is she like forwarding him money like through Western Union or something?
One of those things.
Okay.
Are you doing it after he pulled the static thing? Or are you like, oh, he's funny?
She loves him. She's a pushover for this guy.
I mean, he is a guy who jerks off in movie theaters.
I mean, what more could you ask for?
Not a lot. So he goes to like get his the bus ticket line. He goes to a line, and Andy, the boyfriend, is there. Mm-hmm. Because he's trying to get to Paris.
He's trying to get to Paris.
And he's like, and then the guy chases him. He runs away. He hides in he finds a trailer and he hides in it. Mm-hmm. And he comes out dressed as like the gayest cowboy you've ever seen. Ever.
Oh, like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future 3?
Way gayer.
Worse than that?
Gayer. And I mean, this nigga is flamboyant in this bitch. So his shirt has number 9 on the back. And he has his face covered with a bandana. And he walks up and you hear, next up, number 9, Lloyd Fletcher, riding Volcano. And Pee-wee's like, what? And then a guy picks him up. He's like, good luck, buddy. And he's on a bull. And he's like, ah!
Wait, I thought they were in a bus station.
In San Antonio, right next to the rodeo.
Okay.
Everything's in San Antonio, baby. You don't think there's a rodeo on every corner?
That holds up.
Yeah. So, and they're like, my God, he's going to break the world record. And then the Andy guy sees somebody has like a big red shirt on, so he tries to go get him, but a bull chases him off. And so he falls, and he falls and he gets out of there, he runs away, and he goes to a biker bar to get on the phone. Mm-hmm. And he gets on the phone, and the biker bar is really loud, right? And he turns around, and he's like, shh. excuse me, I'm trying to use the phone. And he goes back, and then, of course, he turns back around, and, like, the whole biker gang is now standing next to him.
Yeah.
And they hang up the phone for him, and then they go, anyone ever tell you this is a private club? It's off limits. He goes, well, my mistake. Guess I'll be on my way. Excuse me. Excuse me. Like, trying to get through.
Yeah.
And he finally gets through, and he gets outside, and when he gets outside, he, like, turns around, and he knocks over one of the bikes, which knocks over the classic shot of all the bikes getting knocked over.
Not the bikes. The Harleys?
The Harleys, bro.
They don't like that.
Oh, and they're like, grab him, bring him back in. And they grab him, they put him on a table, and they have a knife to him. And they're like, I say we kill him. And everybody's like, yeah. And then another guy's like, I say we hang him, then we kill him. And they're like, yeah. And another guy's like, I say we stomp him, tattoo him, we hang him, and then we kill him. Yeah. And then Pee-wee goes, I say we let him go. And everybody's like, no. And then a woman grabs him and lifts him up and goes, I say you let me have at him first.
Oh, geez, Louise.
And Pee-wee's like, oh, God. This bitch is going to peg me. And then Pee-wee's like, don't I get one last request? This is my other favorite part of the movie. And they're like, yeah, why not? And he goes, okay. And he runs to the jukebox and he picks a song. And then he goes and he gets some big white shoes with huge heels, like disco platforms. And he puts them on, and he gets on the bar, and the song, and he does this, and this nigga, bro, tequila.
Oh, tequila.
You forget that that's how the chorus goes?
I think I've only heard this song in commercials.
I know. Bro, the dance, though, is
he
fire.
Doing like the...
He's doing it. He's just doing this. And everybody's like, at first they're like, and then they're like, yeah, this is fucking fire. Tequila. And then so everybody cheers for him, right? And then cut to he's leaving the motorcycle, like leaving the bar, and he's got one of their jackets on, and one of the guys gives him his motorcycle.
Nice.
Right?
Well, that's what you get when you're a cool dude.
Yeah. He's like, later, boys. And he starts it up. And everybody's like, yeah. And then he speeds off and immediately crashes. Crashes. So cut to them all following the ambulance. And he's having all the bikers, they're following the ambulance car. And he's having a dream where, like, he's in a hospital. And all these clowns are performing surgery on his bike. And they all turn into devils. And they start burning the bike. And they're laughing. And Pee-wee's screaming, no. And he wakes up. And when he wakes up, he's watching on the news, there's a superstar movie, like a movie star kid in Hollywood, and he just got gifted this red, beautiful bike. And Pee-wee's like, and he takes off. He goes to Hollywood. Big adventure. Couldn't just be in Texas.
Going everywhere.
Yeah. He goes
to
Hollywood.
Go across America.
He sneaks onto the Warner Brothers lot. We used to live by that.
We did. No. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
That was the Warner Brothers.
We lived right by we lived literally 5 minutes. Like, if we ever got something there.
Yeah, we could walk there through Toluca Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It would have been the easiest gig for us of all time.
That would have
if we ever got anything on the Warner Brothers lot.
Yeah, Warner Brothers, hook us up.
Come on, bro. I know you listen to the pod, you fuckfaces. So he finds where the kid is, and he sneaks on set, and he sees his bike, and he's like,
is it a famous kid that we know? Like a Macaulay Culkin kind of kid?
He ain't Macaulay Culkin, but if you've seen him, you recognize this little motherfucker. He looks like Dennis the Menace or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Might not be him, but you recognize he's been in shit.
Yeah.
And so the little kid's being an asshole. He's like an asshole movie star kid.
Oh, of course.
And like one of the nuns is like, I can't work with him. He's a little monster. Even a kid can be respectful, goddammit. And the director's like, please, come on. He's the whole movie. Like, you got to work with him. And as this is happening, Pee-wee also sneaks into a nun outfit. And then the scene starts and they're like, action. And then right then Pee-wee goes, I'll take the bike. And what? And they're all looking at the script like, what the fuck? And then a nun grabs the bike. They're like, hey, a nun's not supposed to do that. And he takes off. And they're like, after him. So they call the Warner Brothers security and they take after him. Chase music starts.
Nice.
Right? And he shoots like all these little contraptions out the back of his bike.
Cool.
Like the oil slick and like all that smoke. and he wrecks one, and he wrecks another, and then he like Bugs Bunny's one by like pulling like they have those big fake walls.
He pulls like the
street, and then they all turn into it like fucking idiots.
I mean, yeah, they have to.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Are we certain that this is his bike? Do we see the license plate that says Pee Wee's
bike? This is his bike. Yeah,
okay.
This is his bike.
All right.
So he keeps driving through, and he's going through like different stages, and he wrecks like a Godzilla set and like a rock and roll set and like all this shit. He's just thrashing the studio, and he gets to a fence and he hits his rocket blasters and he shoots over it and he lands, and a kid's like radical, and Pee Wee's like and he takes off. All right, but while he's riding away and he thinks he's done, he sees a pet shop on fire.
Oh, no.
He's like, oh, no. He stops and he rushes in. And the first thing he looks at, he sees like a glass tank of snakes. And he's like, ah! And he's like, disgusting. And then he starts getting all the other animals out. He gets the dogs. He gets all the ducks. He gets all the monkeys. I don't know what pet shop this was.
It's probably that pet shop on Magnolia Boulevard that has the turtles and all the weird stuff in it.
I think so. But monkeys? I've never seen a pet shop with
they
live
might have stopped carrying monkeys.
And he like goes back in and he even gets like all the goldfish and shit. And so finally
he's going to let the snakes die?
So every time he comes back in, he looks at the snakes, right? So you see that shot of him looking at the snakes. And then finally he comes in, he's got everything, and he's staring at the snakes, and he's like, and then cut to him running out, and he's covered in snakes, and he's like, ah! And he just passes out. So finally the firemen get there and the police, and then one of the firemen's like, this guy's a hero. And the policeman's like, he's under arrest.
Because he took the bike.
Well, no, he thrashed the Warner Brothers lot.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Hey, remember that?
That was a problem.
That was a problem.
There were a couple problems.
So they sit Pee Wee down with the Warner Brothers exec, like the studio exec. And Pee Wee tells him his whole story. And the guy goes, Pee Wee, I think this story of yours will make a great movie. And then right then Dottie walks in with his bike. And he's like, Dottie, my bike. And the exec goes, Pee Wee, we have a deal? And Pee Wee's like, deal. Cut to the drive-in movie theater. The world premiere of Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure.
So Dottie finally gets what she wants.
Also, I love the meta-ness of, oh wow, the movie is the movie we're watching.
Yeah.
So he gets he gets like a huge thing of snacks, like way more snacks than any human can handle. Mm-hmm. And as he's walking back to his bike, he sees everybody he made friends with throughout the movie.
Oh, that's nice.
And he's giving them all snacks.
Oh, that's cute.
And so we hear that James Bond music, and the dude on the screen who's supposed to be Pee Wee, he pretty much looks like Burt Reynolds. He's like super suave.
Amazing.
And then the girl playing Dottie looks like Dolly Parton.
Amazing.
Huge tits, this beautiful woman with that kind of hair and
wow.
outfits. And his bike is like a motorcycle, like a red motorcycle. And you see he beats up a bunch of ninjas, but one of them steals his bike and gets away. And he's like, I got to get to a phone. And you see Pee Wee like watching like, right? And he goes and you see the prison bus is there. And Mickey's there. And he's like, hey, Pee Wee, this is amazing. And Pee Wee's like, thanks, Mick. Right? And then you see Pee Wee's like, hey, this is my big shot, my big line. And you see Pee Wee's in the movie. And he's playing like a bellhop.
Okay.
And the guy walks up to him. He goes, name's Herman. P.W. Herman. And Pee Wee goes, how are you doing, Mr. Herman? Like his voice is not his voice.
Yeah.
Right? And then the guy's like, wow, that acting is fantastic, Pee Wee. Thanks, Mickey. So he sees Simone in the biker game and like he says what's up to them. And then right then in the movie, Pee Wee gets a call, right? They're like, call for Herman. And the guy, the Burt Reynolds guy's like, it's the president again. Apparently I have to steal back the bike. The future of the world is riding on this one. And then Pee Wee's watching, just like smiling. He can't believe it. And so, cut to, we see he gets back to his bike with Dottie, and they're watching the movie. And Francis walks by. And he's being interviewed by the man who wrote this movie. Rest in peace to the fucking legend, Phil Hartman.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He wrote this. And so, he's the interviewing Francis.
Yeah, interviewing Francis. In real life.
In real life.
Okay.
So, this is only his only line in the movie.
Okay.
But I just thought that was crazy. Like, damn. Niggas be working.
People be working.
He wrote this.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're like, Phil Hartman's interviewing him, and then Francis is like, well, if it wasn't for me, none of this would have even happened to you, right, Pee Wee? And Pee Wee's like, yeah, sort of. And he's like, so it's okay if I sit on your bike then, right, Pee Wee? Okay. And the guy sits, and then Pee Wee goes, and he hits a button, and it sends this nigga off.
He's got like an
death.
Ejector seat.
And this nigga would have died.
Oh, geez.
Like, he sends him like to space. And him and Dottie laugh. And then he goes, come on, Dottie, let's get out of here. And Dottie's like, don't you want to see the rest of the movie, Pee-wee? No. I don't have to see it. I lived it. Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure.
Yo.
Is that not a fire last line?
That's an amazing last line. What a movie.
It's fucking crazy. Good. It's actually pretty good.
I had no clue that Tim Burton did this movie.
Also me either. Until I watched it last night and I was like, directed by Tim Burton? Get the fuck out of here.
This must have been Tim before he was with Helena Bonham Carter because you didn't bring her up.
Well, yeah, 1985.
Yeah.
I don't think he's even met Johnny yet.
Jeez. No.
When's Scissorhands?
That would have been either 90.
Yeah.
I want to feel like 90.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think he's met. I mean, he hasn't even done the Batmans yet. The original Batmans. With
Wow. This is like his OG Tim.
Oh, this OG Tim.
OG Tim.
Dude had a fucking great run.
Tim Burton?
Yeah.
Yo, it's not even over yet. The man keeps making stuff.
It's not even over, dog. This is a bad man. Please believe.
And it's always like, you know what? I like someone who has a style.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go old.
No, Tim Burton movies never get old to me. I like them. They're always creepy. They're always a little weird. Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter are always in them, and I'm all about it.
Yeah, I love that.
Nigga, I'm talking about from this to Sweeney Todd to Scissorhands to the Batman movies with Keaton to he did Alice in Wonderland too, right?
The new ones? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
They're both in it.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
That's for sure. Yeah.
And if he didn't do it, who the psycho
else
did?
He did Nightmare Before Christmas.
I mean, that's a classic. I always thought that movie was fucking terrifying, so I've only seen it like once.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Yeah, he's killing it.
The animation in that movie, it's fucking creepy. But yeah, Tim Burton. Did he also do What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
He might have.
He didn't do it.
Okay.
Did he?
Exactly. But anyway, this episode was dedicated to the great Jeff Scott.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Jeff Scott, the extra to Pee Wee Herman, and a Pee Wee Herman impersonator. And he was pretty damn good. He also looked just like him.
He does look a lot like Pee Wee Herman. And now thinking about him that way really creeps me out. Right?
In his Pee Wee outfits and shit.
Yeah. Ugh.
But I seen a video of Jeff Scott doing the piano player for the Comedy Store. If you don't know who that is, he passed away recently. And but I seen a video of him doing a Pee Wee impersonation. It was pretty fucking crazy. Like how spot on it was. You know. But yeah, rest in peace, Jeff Scott. Rest in peace, Brody Stevens. We love and miss both of them. Hopefully they're up wherever death is and they're fucking playing the late night piano and Brody's telling everybody.
Connection.
Arms crossed, negative energy, Gandhi. You know.
Where'd you go to school? I did a show there once.
Yeah, he's like, where'd you go to school? Oh, West Palm, Texas. West Palm, Texas, across the street from a Burger King and a Sonic. And the guy's like, what? Yes. How the fuck did this guy know that? That's some weird shit to know. I forgot that there was a Burger King and a Sonic across from my high school.
I miss those guys. I miss our whole Comedy Store family.
I do, man.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Love you, Bean Mafia. See you on Monday, you sexy fucks.